think is so dope. They so
Grace
shady.
and peace, everybody. Grace and peace, everybody. We're back. Wow. What a crazy 24 hours it's been. Uh, no lack of high octane shenanigans have happened. And we're back again to talk about it because you saw the thumbnail, you saw the title, and you know what we're about to do. I wanted to just take the time this evening to go over, just maybe try to make some sense of some of the things that we've been hearing, some of the things that we've been seeing and reading as it relates to Joe Biden stepping down, Kamala Harris assuming possibly the nomination. And don't forget, we just had that wonderful RNC last week. So there's so much to look at, so much to talk about. And then looking into the future, where in the world are we going to go? So I'm not going to be the only one doing this tonight, though. I have my wonderful compatriot, and if you wonderful compatriot, Crystal. How are you, friend?
Hey, what's up, family? Oh my gosh. I love these folks. Hey,
Absolutely.
my dear woke Christian family.
Well, we are glad to have you. Welcome, welcome. So thank you all, everybody, because I see the question already. Tom Ray is already asking the question that has been asked. Where is Biden?
I
But
know.
before we go too far afield, real quick, Crystal, how are you doing?
I'm great, you guys. It's Monday. Oh God, this weekend was insane. If you guys have been watching, you're in media, y'all. I know y'all. It's like your brain hurts
It's a
because of
lot.
everything that's been going on this whole like past couple of weeks. But
Yeah.
we expect nothing less. You know why? It's an election year.
The bad thing is this has been going on all year. And
Exactly.
that's the part that's like, yo, this has been happening. This has been going on. Every month has been the October surprise. And now we're just like on a weekly October surprise update. Oh, merciful God.
I
Oh,
know.
y'all, I'm not living right. What are you
What
doing?
happened?
YOLO.
Hey!
Um, how many of y'all think I should go to the pool right now?
Oh, go to the pool.
I'm so bored.
Or you could,
No,
like, it's not like there's chores that don't need to be done.
no.
Then
I'm
I
going to the
suggest that
pool.
you go before I start texting you chores that you need to do. Hurry up and go.
Delegating.
Dishes.
Hurry up. Those dishes. I know. I heard you say those dishes.
Your
Yo, this president
daughter.
firstborn. She's crazy. She's crazy. But yo, this is crazy. So real quick, do you mind giving us again the Cliff Notes, the Cleveland Notes version of what happened this weekend, as far as you understand it, Crystal?
Oh my gosh, so it's insane this weekend. Um God, what didn't happen? So we were still trying to get over the Trump getting shot thing. So
Right.
we're trying to do the
Facts.
investigation and all of that. Like we start asking questions about the roof and the slope roof and all, all this craziness. And then the RNC happened
Mm-hmm.
and people were asking all these questions about, like why they have Amber Rose there or this and that, all
For
that
sure.
good jazz. So we're still talking about that. They're still making fun of Trump's ear
Ear. Right.
being
Right. His ear.
the same people that wore a face diaper for a
Uh
whole
oh.
4 years. They're
Uh
still
oh.
wearing the face diapers.
I
They're
saw
still
somebody
wearing.
today. I
I
saw
saw
somebody today.
still wearing a face diaper. So then they started making fun of the Trump's ear. So we're trying to process that. Then the FBI, I mean the CIA, the no, the Secret Service
Yep.
got subpoenaed to
For
speak on
sure.
Capitol Hill.
That was fireworks today.
I know. And then we get this letter, and that's what we're here to talk about today. The letter.
The
I want to
letter.
say we got the letter from the president, but neither one of those statements are true. The president, he's not, and the letter, he's not.
Yeah. Again, I like a good conspiracy. I'm team conspiracy every now and then. I'm sorry. There's no way you're gonna make me believe that that letter came from that man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to need. You're gonna have to show me a whole lot more verifiable evidence to cause me to believe that. Because we're actually gonna look at a video. We'll look at a video, and it's gonna cause you to probably question as well if you think that letter came from him. And again, it's not like crazy wackadoodle stuff. It's just like, hey, this is not normal behavior. And I think you all probably believe that as well. But yeah, So let me, before we watch, because I have two news segments I think really that encapsulate everything as well. Real quick, do you think that this is done to derail a lot of the post RNC bump that they were going to experience coming off of the RNC?
I don't know. It's hard to tell. I don't know if they saw all the energy that was going on in the RNC and how the RNC is trying to get cooler and more hip, and then they felt like they had to do something to derail it. On one hand, I want to believe that, but on the other hand, part of me, I wasn't really that impressed with the RNC. That's just
What? Oh, we
me.
might have to fight.
I
Okay.
know, I know.
Oh, we
I
might
wasn't.
actually. Let me kick you off this show.
I
I'm sorry. Go
know,
ahead.
please don't. But how is it? So I'm really kind of toying with that, but I do listen to a lot of MSNBC,
Hmm.
and a lot of the analysts are saying that the RNC was very energetic until Trump, of course, they didn't like Trump's speech.
But see, and that's why I'm saying like, and I'm not saying like they deliberately made him retire or whatever that dear John letter was that we got. What I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like the push for it. Because if you look right now, you'll see nothing. If you look on YouTube, which is probably most people's news source, you don't see
Mhm.
anything about the RNC. If you look on Twitter, you don't know if the RNC even happened.
Yep.
So sadly, they're going to have the whole month with all the shenanigans. Because again, I think there's going to be some back and forth with this whole Kamala thing until the DNC on the 19th of August. So I think that's why I'm saying, I think, are they pushing it in order to quell down some of the, tamper down some of the excitement of the RNC? Because who's going to sit there and spend time going over Hulk Hogan's speech or discussing Sam Brown's speech in the midst of this? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's what I'm wondering. But I don't disagree. I'm not saying that they did this in order, but I'm saying like they're capitalizing on this to tamper down some of that excitement from the RNC. Just my thoughts.
Yeah, no, I can see. I can definitely see that. I personally think that there's something sinister going on. So if you just want to go back to the media, like the media right now is an enemy to the people. I mean, like
For sure.
legit. You're getting your news from the news media, like something is seriously wrong. Did you see something that came out about how all the news media was covering that Trump rally in PA? Did you see that?
I did not. So,
Yes, they were covering it, which is very strange because they never cover Trump rallies. So
oh, okay, I got you. Okay, okay.
why would CNN all of a sudden cover
This
that
rally.
rally? Is because they wanted to see President Trump whatever on that day. So I say
Really?
that to
Okay.
say, yeah. So I say that to say that came out, and so I'm not surprised if they are trying to distract the people
That's fair.
with this, because that's, I mean,
No,
they're at plan B because their plan A didn't work, is what I'm trying to say.
I can give you that. I can totally give you that. And if you watched the Senate hearing with the FBI director, it was a train wreck. It
Yeah.
was a mess. So, I mean, there's a lot. And shout out to Missy, uh, Miss Mandy, please forgive me. Miss Mandy Reacts. She's going to be actually doing a review of the Senate hearing. She was doing one today, and I know she's going to be doing a follow up on tomorrow. So definitely check out what she's doing. It's 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But
Sure.
she was going over the Senate hearing, and I can understand why you would, I guess, tighten up your tinfoil hat or maybe shine it up a little bit extra, because there was some real softball questions that woman was not able to answer, and it was weird. So I didn't know that every news outlet was there, which is kind of, I guess they don't usually support his rallies then. So
No,
did they
like,
know why did yeah, okay. Hmm.
yeah, like you don't see a. So that's what I'm saying. They were saying like all of a sudden they're now showing this Trump rally, and they never cover Trump rallies.
Okay, okay, I would need to know. Okay, show me the last 5 Trump rallies
Mhm.
and the news outlets that have reported there. So
Okay.
let's just say if there were 10 news outlets, and let's say all 10 were at the Pennsylvania rally, the Butler, Pennsylvania rally, but the last 5, there was only like 6 of them. Yeah, but if you're talking about like, well, 9 were at the last couple of them. You see what I'm saying? I would
Yeah.
just want to know again, and are we talking about like major outlets? Or are we talking about just like bloggers and you know Telemundo?
Okay. So, oh God, I don't want to see like you got to be careful where you get your stuff from
Oh, that's
Google.
fine. No, and if you don't trust your source, do not worry about it.
I know,
You're
right?
not under mandate that you got to. But again, it's just something. I mean, there's a lot of weirdness with this, so that doesn't have to be the only weird scenario because there's tons of other
Yeah.
weird things that woman could not explain why in the world the rascals knew that building was there and why they did not have that building covered. It was deplorable. Like, ma'am, please. So yeah, don't go ahead.
But why are we acting like this is not people like this is not acceptable. This is not how we do things. Actually, yeah, yeah, we do. I mean, like don't act like this is the first time that a presidential assassination has happened or the assassination of an influential person. I'm like I keep saying, I'm shocked that he went this long. Like I really thought they were going to take him out last
Really?
year or I really did. When he announced
Well,
that he was running.
wow. Okay. Well,
So,
I think
yeah.
they thought, in my opinion, I think they were betting on the lawfare because I think everybody even forgot about that. Like, matter of fact,
Mhm.
during this on Friday, didn't they throw out the Florida case? They threw out the Florida document case, and now before you could even get your arms around that and your mind around what does that mean, then you got this shenanigans. So a lot of stuff is getting. I wouldn't be surprised if they throw out that New York case. I've already read that they're reconsidering that New York case. Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if right now they just go ahead and say, "Hey, yo, trash that thing real quick. You get the shredder out." I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, Judge Juan Merchan should have
Marshall.
recused himself. Like Juan Merchan. Sorry, that's not American. I don't care what you say. It's not. He should have recused himself. And it just kind of shows like we um who was it? Aunt what's her name? Ann Coulter.
And Coulter. Okay.
Um talks about this when she was talking to Vivek, whether you like it or not. And I might take us a little bit out, but I'm going to come back in. But
Okay.
she said, freedom is a hard thing to teach. And we keep allowing these people from different areas to infiltrate our court systems. And
Correct.
I say that to say because other areas don't see freedom the way that we do. We have things like innocent until proven guilty where other
Facts.
places don't. Like, and so no matter how much you don't like somebody, if you or how guilty somebody is, if you do not prove beyond a reasonable doubt, that person walks free. Those are things that we hold true here, but
Mm-hmm.
you go to these other countries
That's a
and
good
they
point.
don't. And people from other countries, dear people to me who
Mm-hmm.
and my parents are immigrants, but I'll talk to certain people from different areas and they'll say, well, I don't care what they do with Trump because I don't like him. Well,
Wow.
that's what you do where you live. But over here in
Right
America,
over here, this is how we gonna do it.
this is how we do. And so Judge Juan Merchan, we can't take lightly the fact that he is probably from a different area. An American value holding person would have said, I probably shouldn't be on this case. My daughter works for the DNC. Even though I feel like I can be very non-biased, it won't look very good. And
Mm-hmm.
I love this country and its values so much that I would rather not be on the case so I can rather than appear to be you know
Impartial.
impartial. Like,
Yep.
yeah, exactly.
No, I totally get you. No, that was a good call out. Because I do think there's a level of, are we just accepting people, or are we allowing people the opportunity to become American and embrace American ideas and all work together? So I got you. I got you. Real quick, then let's go ahead. I do appreciate everybody. Looks like I got about 30 people or so that have stopped by. Thank you so much. I'm Jason, Dear Woke Christian. I have my wonderful host, Crystal from Red Pilled Brown Girl. And I think the moderators have already dropped her link in the chat. So that's looking forward to hanging out with you and checking her out, what she's doing. Let's go to Atlanta News first and see what they got to say.
The race for the White House certainly turned upside down. President Biden dropping out and endorsing his vice president. I'm Joy Lim-Nakrin.
And I'm Rick Fulbaum, and we have just heard from the vice president for the first time since the bombshell news. She said Joe Biden's legacy is unmatched in modern history. Michael Yoshida has the latest from the White House.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there. I think this constant lie that Joe Biden's, that he has some rich legacy that has just been unmatched and unsurpassed. I think this is maybe some copium left over from the 81,000 quadrillion votes that he got in 2020. Like, stop it. Just stop it. Quit.
The most popular president.
The most popular
in history.
president. Again, like, make that make sense. If he was the most popular president, why would he lose? Well, why is this even a debate? Like, you're going to tell me the most popular president would lose to the guy that he beat before, allegedly. Why? Like, again, he got more votes than Obama did. Like, again, just put all that in your copium pipe and huff it till you enjoy it. It's just wild.
It
all
is.
right, here we go.
Momentum and support growing for Vice President Kamala Harris. Hundreds of Democratic delegates as well as key party leaders have endorsed her to be the next nominee. All this happening as Joe Biden became the first president since the late 1960s to drop out during a re-election bid.
I just think it's a little shocking at this stage of the game.
Voters across the country reacting to President Joe Biden's stunning announcement.
I'm upset and I'm sad about it. I was so happy when I heard it because I just don't think that he's up to it.
While isolating with COVID, Biden posting a letter on X on Sunday saying, "I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down."
Joe Biden reminded us that true patriotism, true leadership is putting the people of the United States of America first.
Shortly after the announcement, Biden putting his support behind Vice President Kamala Harris to be the Democratic nominee.
I think it's adorable also that they're showing pictures of him and her together. You would easily believe that they were together, like this is a new picture, not like a stock photo or stock clip. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, nobody's seen that guy, and we've been asking that, like, where is he? You got anything you want to add?
It's definitely suspect. And I mean, like, word on the street is y'all don't even like each other. Like, we seen y'all together and y'all got this awkward kind of, like, we understand, body movements, Taraji and Oprah. Like, we understand vibes, like, oh, we like each other.
No, you don't.
Okay. No, y'all don't.
No, you don't. Let's keep going.
Harris to be the Democratic nominee after Harris raising nearly $50 million in grassroots campaign donations. Harris responding, "I am honored to have the president's endorsement, and my intention is to earn and win this nomination."
I do think she's the best candidate.
Others, including Independent Senator Joe Manchin, hoping to see additional candidates join the race.
I really believe strongly, along with, I think that former President Obama and Speaker Nancy Pelosi both think there should be a process.
Former President and Republican nominee Donald Trump reacting to Biden's move, saying Biden is certainly not fit to serve. Now the makeup of the Democratic ticket resting with the roughly 4,700 delegates who will, in the coming weeks, vote for a new potential leader.
All right.
And a short time ago, Vice President Harris spoke here at the White House during an event. She spoke of the accomplishments of Joe Biden, made no mention of this new state of the campaign. However, we do know that Harris will be heading to Wilmington this afternoon to meet with campaign staff. That as the formerly Biden-Harris campaign switches to the Harris for President campaign. Live at the White House, Michael Yoshida reporting.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. Where you at with that?
Woo, child. I think Okay. I do not underestimate the power of the media to sensationalize her. She is 50, what? She's 55,
hmm
young.
hmm
She's African American.
Well, hold
Um,
on. The black boule are disqualifying her because her
no,
mother is Indian and her dad is Jamaican. Now, according to the black boule, the colored communists, the melanated Marxists, she is not African American. She is, I forgot what they call her, but she's not black. I'm sorry, I don't play the game, so therefore I don't actually know how this works. So
need
I don't
not,
actually know what you're doing. But I've heard people disqualifying her from being black because literally there was a Twitter post right before we came on about why she's not black. I'm like, okay, whatever. To me, this is what happens. This is the downslope of identity politics. I didn't mean to
yep.
cut you off, but go ahead.
No. So no, I'm glad you did, because sis claimed to be Indian American when
She
she went
did.
into Congress. That's just
Sure
the
did.
truth. However, I will give her this. This was what I will give Kamala. And they said we need to get her name right now that she's going to be president. Y'all can't be
But
calling
she's
her
not.
Kamala.
I'm gonna call her whatever the devil I want to be. But I'm sorry. I'm not playing that game. Go kick rocks.
Kamala. Um, she did pledge at a HBCU. So she pledged at a HBCU. So she pledged AKA, and then she pledged at a HBCU. So I will give her that black card. If she wants it. It don't work, Kamala. I done tried it at the Walmart and the Target.
I'm
And it
okay.
declined.
I have I'm not of the ilk that disqualifies people because their skin color, they can't be a part of a people group. It's just bona fide silliness. But let me explain why I think many people argue that she's an Indian woman using black bona fides to move up everything she did in California. She used the HBCU bona fide, and she used the AKA bona fide to solidify her in all those areas. So again, I don't believe in even playing the game. It's tiring. And now since they're hyper segmenting even black people into whether or not your parents were born here versus your grandparents were born here, to me, it's getting tiring. I'm not playing the game. So whatever y'all want to say about it, y'all can go in and do what you're going to do. I ain't got no time for it. But I can see how this has come back to bite them in the butt because they've been playing this game for so long. And now they're in this insanity race. And whatever, y'all do what you're doing.
Yeah. I think with her though, like I'm starting to see it. Like they started, oh God, did you see it? Maybe they did not get your email. They didn't get your email, Jason. They are having a black male summit. Black men for Harris.
No,
On the Black Star Network.
they'd be good to not actually have my email.
They left you off the email.
They left me off the email list for good reasons. For good reasons.
So
no,
you see these black men starting to come out. Like I saw, I'm here in Baltimore, Maryland. So I saw Wes Moore, who is our governor, also pledged. I think he pledged Alpha. He posted something about her, and then Brandon Scott, who is the mayor of Baltimore, they call him the DEI mayor of Baltimore.
Is that young guy that looked like a mumble rapper?
Yeah, he looked like a rapper.
That's what y'all get. Y'all deserve that guy. That guy.
It's fitting.
Y'all deserve.
Oh yeah, it's fitting. So they're already starting this. So what I'm saying is they're trying to sensationalize her and make her cool. That's the whole BET. Yeah, I'm out here in these streets, girl, and the streets is talking.
And she in them streets. The problem is, I don't think she knows what in them streets means. Okay?
I know, yeah. Like you was in them streets.
You was in them streets.
Tell. And what's that congressman that she was with?
Yeah, I'm like, it's funny because it depends on who says it. Like when I say somebody's in the streets, nobody bats an eye. They don't think that I'm saying somebody's out there doing what they're doing. But if certain other person would say, so-and-so's in these streets, they know exactly what they're talking about.
Exactly.
Kamala, that was not a good look. That was not a good look.
Yeah. And I liked Kamala when she was a prosecutor attorney, like when she was a DA. I actually enjoyed a lot of her speeches before I went back and actually saw how she used to talk. She used to talk like a very like she gets it. Like she would say, yeah, you can say whatever you want to about black people, but and black black people sticking together, but when I gotta have 5 locks on my door, like that's what she would say. And I was like, okay, girl. When she was a DA, and then all of a sudden she gets in this like these political like avenues where she sees herself being elevated. And when I say sis flips the script, okay.
I'm kind of conflicted about that. I'm perfectly fine with, again, I'm a former classroom teacher. And as a classroom teacher, you have to learn how to speak to a 7-year-old and a fighting 12-year-old and a mother who comes to school in her pajamas and a bonnet to fuss and cuss, or the superintendent. You need to be able to address all of those, and sometimes within the same hour. So I'm not upset about code switching, and I don't think that I don't see it as some superpower that only the highly melanated people have, because we treat it like, again, this is the only people group that have to do it. But everybody does it. Everybody code switches. So it's whether or not, again, to what degree and to how much you do, sure, we can have that discussion. But everybody does. Every people group, every shade, every gender, there's only 2, does code switch. So I'm okay with that. I think my issue is there are some policies and some things that she put forward, from keeping men in jail and requiring cash bond for small things of that nature, that to me, I think as a prosecutor, we as the highly melanated should be a little bit more mindful of, rather than just running and clamoring. Because now we're going to immediately give her black card back. She can come to the cookout, even though she puts curry in her potato salad. We're going to let her come back. And I'm just saying, she does. She does. And her husband, she does. And so we're gonna immediately elevate her to some black queen status. And to me, I think we're falling into a trap by doing that. Like, you're putting yourself in a trick bag. You're putting yourself in a trick bag by doing that and seeking validation. Because I've said this before, I'll say it again. Representation is not needed. I know people don't like that. Email management, dearwokec@gmail.com. You don't need representation. What you need is a good person. And we can back it out of, let's back it out of politics for a second. And let's just put it into movies or put it into books. That's where you see a lot of the representation run amok. And just ask yourself, how many movies have you seen that you run out to because they represent you, aka they have a black woman or a Hispanic man or whatever that nature, and you honestly said that movie was not good. It really wasn't that good, and they were leaning heavy on the race and ethnicity of these people more than the actual story. And we see this in the scriptures all the time. That's why you don't know the ethnicity of Jesus Christ, because the point is not his ethnicity. The point is the story. Yes. Same thing with Abraham. Pick somebody in there that you know their ethnicity. I'll wait, but you don't. Why? Because their ethnicity is not the important issue. It is the story. It is the pointing to Christ, the explaining Christ, the teachings of Christ, and the anticipation of Christ. So all of these things. So when we get lost in representation, like, oh, I got to see myself. And that's how y'all have gotten yourselves in this trick bag now, where you got to run right here and recite your pronouns to everybody because you embrace this insanity of everybody's got to be represented everywhere. No, it doesn't. No. If the story does not require it, it doesn't need to happen. If the best person for the role is a white man, why are you not giving the job to a white man?
Facts.
Well, I'll wait. So that's where I think they put themselves in a trick bag And they now put themselves in a spot where they now have to chase after it rather than chase after the best candidate, the best person for the role. That's why I keep saying the Trump team, stop the personal attacks. Don't even talk about her. If you don't think Kamala Harris is really intelligent, don't even say anything. I think Trump should have just said, hey, congratulations to Kamala. Wish the best for Joe. I'll see you on the debate floor. And he should have called her out for a debate right there on the spot. He should say, I'll debate you next Tuesday. We can go back to Atlanta and do it again. Run it back. But personal attacks, leave those alone. Don't even get caught in that. The reason being is because we don't want to make it a personality issue. Because then it's very easy to get lost in, well, she's a black woman and he's a white man. He's racist. See, it's easy. But no, you just confront her on her policies. I told y'all last night, if Trump did a press conference from the border every single day, he would win the election by 1,500 quadrillion votes, just like Biden did. Do a press conference from the border every single week, like every week.
I think you got a lot more faith in people than I do. I almost think that no matter how hard Donald Trump tries to stick to the policy, like these people come for him. Like, I mean, like they make it about, like they make it about her identity. I sat there and listened to one of the analysts talk about, Kamala didn't do well on the border because that's not what she really wanted to do. She has found her calling with abortion. I was like, oh wow, I had no clue, no idea that you get to say, I'm not good at the border and I don't really want to do that. I really want to do abortion. And people, I say that to say, like, no one, that's not running on any media. I don't know what the heck the Republicans are doing. Honestly, I really don't. Like, because some of the stuff that they just let slide. It's
True.
like that should be on every news. Like,
no, I agree 1,000%. Okay, again, I think everybody should at some time in their lives, after you pass a background check, should follow behind, shadow behind a kindergarten and first grade teacher.
Yeah.
Because you will learn the fine skill of ignoring a whole bunch of foolishness because you got a lot to do. I am not worried about you. I mean, there was a time when I taught second grade and my students could not seem to sit still in their chairs. They couldn't sit still. It was a boondoggle. So I got this crazy idea. I came in one Saturday and I took because we all sat at tables. So it was like 5 kids at a table. And I got this crazy idea. I'm going to take the legs off the tables. So all the tables are now on the floor. And I found these really neat, soft cushions. They were all different colors. It was red, basic colors. And the kids, every day, they came in and they sat on the floor on these cushions. My principal came in and principal was not happy off the bat. Like, what the heck? I think she might have actually used a profanity at me. Like, what is this, Whitaker? I said, yeah, we can't sit still. And I got to get work done. We got stuff that gets done. I said, I know you don't like it, but I just want you to go look through the window at the class because we were in the hallway because she was not keen on it. And they were all sitting quiet. Nobody was rolling around on the floor. None of that stuff like that. I said, everybody's chill. I said, you're going to learn how to make new creative solutions to problems. But I know what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to sit here and chase after kids sitting in a chair, falling out of chairs. We just got rid of chairs. And there we go. Everybody was happy. The parents came in. Now, for parent conferences, I raised up. I did have one table that was normal size. So when parents came in or when my principal came in to watch or observe or anything like that, there was a normal adult table. But everything, they were sitting on the floor. And everybody was like, okay, that was actually kind of cool, Jason. That worked a whole lot better than I thought it would because they thought it was crazy. Now, my point in saying that is Trump needs to overlook a lot of that dumb stuff. Find a solution, and get over it because, yeah, they're going to talk about you. Who cares? Your hair looks crazy, my guy. It is funny, okay? But I think he's leaned in on it. So the same thing, like just ignore that and get to the policies. That's what the people actually need because the next video, I think this is the next video we have scheduled. I want to talk about this idea that Kamala could beat Trump Do you know what the problem with that is? Or what do you think about that when you hear Kamala could beat Trump? Do you have an idea about that?
I I honestly think that Kamala could win.
You think she
That's
could?
very different. That's very different. I wanted to
Okay.
clarify what I meant. I do not underestimate the power of these people and what they do at the ballot box. I did. I did in 2020, you guys. I have woken up. I really thought there was no way that Donald Trump had lost that election because I have not met, besides black people who, remember, are only 15% of the the population, and the voting, they're even less than that when it comes to voting. Only black women really vote. um I hadn't met a single person that said they were voting for Biden. I hadn't. I really haven't. I mean, I maybe have one in my like radar, a few,
Mhm.
but there was no way that I believed that he had won, and he won. And I said, "Oh." I said, "Oh." So I said that very carefully. I believe Kamala can win because the American people are so sedated. They're overweight, they're insecure, they have way too much faith in their government. They're shouting things like free healthcare and they want to be like Europe and rights and all of that. That makes you a very weak people. So what will happen is just like in 2020, they will hold the most unpopular politician this side of heaven in your face and tell you that she got 900 million votes.
I
They
got you.
will.
No,
And they'll
no,
say it with a straight face. They'll say
I
it with a
totally
straight
got you.
face.
So what I'm thinking, my political strategist, by the way, my name is Jason, and I'm not a political strategist. I would say that instead of seeking to beat Kamala, instead of seeking to beat Trump, be the best, give the best policies so that people understand what they're voting for. There's going to be people that vote no matter what. So we got those people. But there are people who ultimately could be swayed if they understood the policies better. And in my opinion, the ball is in Trump's court because, again, I like to, again, as my political strategy is, beat them at what they're not good at. Kamala Harris is not good at conveying ideas. I'm sorry. There's no way you can convince me that she's good at conveying ideas. So Trump, you must be able to clearly articulate your success plan for the border. You must clearly articulate your success plan for dealing with the high debt here in the United States. Just be very, very clear, extremely clear, so that the very base person, for crying out loud, somebody who's not even an English speaker can understand it in the most basic way. To me, that's the path to being a successful president. Because the goal is not to just beat your opponent, because that's over on November 5th. Lord willing, that's done. What you gonna do? Talk about? You gonna talk about how you beat them for the next 4 years? No, you're gonna have to govern. And to me, they're not ready to govern. They only are seeking to beat Trump. And you'll hear it in many of these interviews that they do.
Oh yeah.
Beat Trump, beat Trump, beat Trump. Which again, anything can happen. The Lord is sovereign. He can, whoever he wants to be president and ruler on November 6th, that person will be there. Trust me. No question, no doubt about that. All I'm saying is, if the languaging was more of, this is what I'm going to do to make this a better country. This is what I'm going to do to make America great again. This is what I'm going to do to make America safe again, strong again, wealthy again. I think he'd be much better off than worrying about Kamala and her cackle, because I don't think that's a good look.
Well, part of his strategy, he said this a few times, and I actually am torn with this. So I hear what you're saying,
Mhm.
but he said a lot of the things that things that he's going to do and how he's going to do it, he can't really say, because unfortunately the population in which we serve doesn't understand it. Like they really, some of the stuff that he says, like even with this whole Roe versus Wade thing, he has tried so hard to explain the policy behind that decision to repeal it, and they still are talking to people who, I don't know if you want to call it like just uneducated, stupid, propagandized, whatever, they are able to look these people in their face and say that, even like with the 2025, the project 2025, like they've been able to look people who I feel are pretty educated, they're not stupid people, and able to convince Christian people that project 2025 is something that they should be afraid of, scared of, when it says certain things like it's planned for having a conservative Christian nation. Like, you're not scared of Democrats transitioning children and not telling their parents. You're not scared of that, but you're scared of Project 2025 saying that they would like to put God back into this nation. You're not scared of the fact that they're saying they would like to have a national abortion ban. Whether you agree with abortion or not, that's not something that's worse than transitioning children.
I agree.
Project 2025 is only the conservative platform. You have not read, or maybe conservatives have not put out there, the Democrat LGBTQ platform. And so it's just weird to me that people their minds.
But see, you're saying exactly what I'm saying. Deal with the platform, not the person that's standing on it. So deal with the platform. Again, I say it. The Democrat platform is a party of death.
Yes,
it is a party of death. It does not think about the fact that we would be living past a certain period. It's population control on steroids. So just go back and look at it. Just look at their policies. But again, you don't need to attack Kamala. You need to talk about her husband. Let them do that. Let them lowbrow talk about J.D. Vance's wife. Like, why would you do that? Let them lowbrow attack Trump's granddaughter. Whoopi Goldberg, shame on you. But you know what? In the meantime, we're going to just talk about your platform, and we're going to highlight and let people see exactly what you want to do to their children, to their grandchildren. Why you don't want them to be able, like, yeah, sure, you're making Medicare available, but please understand, again, you're going to also remove a lot of those safeguards from them. So yeah, just keep highlighting their platform. That's all you got to do. And in my mind, we don't have to, because if I keep pulling out the planks of your platform, it don't matter who is standing there, because they ain't gonna be standing there long, because the platform is ripped apart. I'm tearing apart your platform. It doesn't have to be a personality or personal attack. And I think Trump could definitely push the GOP into a better direction by just running a campaign. We're not gonna mudsling. If some super PAC or some group wants to do that, that's fine. But from my podium, from this podium, the official podium, we're just going to talk about this platform. And now this gives me an opportunity. Sure, maybe it's not easy to convey the idea of the abolishment of Roe. But you know what's very easy to help people understand? How to build a fence. Everybody understands that. So every time we go to the border to do a presser from the border, we're going to build a mile of wall just so they can understand. Like, it's very easy to understand. Like, all you got to do, if you do a press conference from the border and you see people crossing the Rio Grande while I'm doing my presser, I don't think that's going to be hard for people to comprehend. Like, this is an invasion. This is crazy. It's not going to be hard for people to understand that. So that being the case, it will help people further understand other things. Like, wait, okay, I understood what he said there. It's kind of like when you gain a new understanding, a new skill, you're like, man, I got that. What else can I learn? And now they're like,
you got way too much faith in these people, my friend.
I have faith.
Way too much faith in them. People are dumb. I'm sorry. The American population has been so dumbed down. Like, they literally are trying to cut off their nose to spite their face. We had black people who have been locked up and been in cages forever talking about, oh, the kids in the cages. They are taking your jobs. They're taking your health care. They're taking the kids in the cages. Oh, I love immigrants. It makes us stronger. And they're repeating. It's like it's Operation Mockingbird. Like this, they're repeating it. And what they're gonna do with Kamala Harris is the same thing. They're gonna say, look how cool she is. The first African American woman, the Chucks and Pearls. And then you're gonna see these dummies. She's so cool. She wears Chucks and Pearls. I don't know. I don't have faith in them. I don't have faith in them at all.
No, okay. I don't have faith in them. I have faith that
Yeah.
operating and forcing the conversation at a higher level rather than just getting in the muck and just name calling and so on and so forth is the right way to have a discussion. So I don't need to get into like a personality, debate with Crystal because I disagree with you about whatever. We don't have to make it a personality assault because at the end of the day, and my thought process is, at the end of the day, Kamala Harris still needs Christ.
Yeah.
Trump still needs Christ. And if and their followers, the same thing. And many of these people are as far away from Christ as the East is from the West. So if I just eviscerate you and just, drag you, so to speak, there's no way possible for me to say, oh yeah, by the way, I just got done dragging you and calling you all kinds of names, but you need Jesus. Like that doesn't make sense. So I think we, and that's me, maybe I am being a little bit too gracious, and that's perfectly fine. I think that at the end of the day, when the smoke clears, I would much rather say, hey, Jason was a lot more gracious than he needed to be because this person was calling him ugly and saying that his beard was unkept. By the way, I still didn't get to the barbershop. Shout out to me.
His beard be popping.
No, my beard is flopping because I ain't been to the barbershop. But whatever, it doesn't matter. That's fine. I recognize that, but I also recognize that this conversations that we're having around politics, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. When the smoke clears, we're just having a conversation. So, that's it. I love it. I do want to say thank you very much to Lady Miss Mandy for the very gracious super chat. Thank you so much. What did she say? She said, will the money be returned to people who donated to Biden campaign? I think I saw that once I think I read, and don't quote me on this, and please feel free to answer in the chat as well if you know better than I. If Biden has relinquished control or not admonished Harris as the candidate, then those funds go to them, I believe. But I could be wrong. But what do you think? Do you know anything about that?
I don't know, but I just automatically thought that it goes to her campaign. But I do think that there are some people that probably endorse Biden. I don't know who, that probably don't want to endorse Kamala, which
they're calling their banks. They're trying to get a charge back.
But who do you want? Like, but I mean, think about it. Like, who do y'all want? Like the Democrat, like who y'all want? Honestly, I can't think of anybody that would be better than her.
I don't think they have a bench at all. I don't think they have a bench at all. So I don't have an answer for that question because I don't think they've done enough to farm enough good quality candidates. They have to pull somebody and introduce, kind of like what they're doing with Kamala. They're saying they're going to reintroduce Kamala to America. Like, she's been the vice president for 3 years, and you're going to reintroduce her. That's a blight on your leadership. That's a blight on your own. If she had been doing what she was supposed to be doing, taking care of the border, then everybody would know her because she had done such a phenomenal job of running the border and keeping the border safe and secure. But no, we didn't do that. So now we got to reintroduce her to everybody. And it's going to be interesting for sure. So thank you, Mandy. And then also shout out to Independent Mail. My man, good to see you, sir. With a $10 super chat. What does he say? Interesting conversation. I'm hearing that a lot of people are dumb, LOL. But not you, Independent Mail. And he is a great content creator as well. He's here in Marietta. In Smyrna, please forgive me. But he's a great content creator. Please, if you have not already, drop your link in the chat so that we can definitely go check out what you're doing over there. Independent Mail. Thank you.
Subscribe now.
Very much. Yeah, go check them out. Check them out. And then I also want to just real quick shout out to James from the Restoring Heroes Project. He and I are going to be on Thursday. I just remember that. We're going to be on Thursday talking about, James does conversations about male masculinity, the patriarchy, all of that. And so we're going to look at this race in regards to how male leadership is running in this race. So it's going to be fun. So go check out, if James has not dropped his link, I don't see it, but if it is in the chat, please make sure you go check out James. We're going to be over there on Thursday. All right, let's get back.
Bring back the patriarchy, please.
Oh, come on. Oh, we're gonna get them all mad tonight. We need to get everybody mad, right?
Bring it back.
Everybody
Y'all,
gonna
we
be mad. So, you ready? Now, that was a good introduction, if you will, to some of the shenanigans and hijinks. So let's bring in another one. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Biden-Harris ticket's 2020 victory here in Georgia marked the first time that a Democrat had won the state since 1992. But this time around, polls have shown former President Donald Trump with the lead nationally. This CBS News poll conducted before the president dropped out looked at a hypothetical Trump-Harris matchup, putting the former president ahead by 3 points. A University of Georgia poll of likely Georgia voters also had the former president leading, though analysts say that could change now that the vice president could be the new nominee.
Okay, I'm going to just say it again. I've never been asked. I don't know who these people are. Again, I don't know who they're polling. Have you ever been polled? Maybe you have.
This year was the first year that I was polled.
I
was. First year ever I was polled. But I guess, like, I'm looking at this 51 to 48%. Like, even that, like, are y'all serious? Like, she is the most unpopular VP ever. Like, there's no way that is, but it's all programming. And like you said, I don't think that they're polling anybody. It's programming.
I think they're just
that way
I think
you won't be so shocked.
Right. I think they're just trying to keep it, like, for example, if he was trouncing Kamala, which I do believe he is, because I believe he was trouncing Biden. So let's just say realistically, it's 70-30. Let's say they really do an extensive poll where even dear woke Christian say, yeah, they polled me. They asked me. And it's 70-30. That would be completely humiliating to that team. There would be, it would lose all. So they got to keep it to some degree, shape, or form within a margin of error just to keep it interesting, for lack of a better term. Because again, I don't believe it's 51-48 at all. Now, is it 70-30? Probably not. But is it much wider? So? I'm trying to be gracious. But again, I mean, she is very unpopular, even amongst her own team. So a lot of these people are holding their nose, celebrating her. But she's not popular. So, I mean, 70-30 could very well be real. I was just trying to...
Did you see how she was talking to Charlemagne? Did you see that interview? She got in Charlemagne's behind, telling him, you know better. Like, she is a nasty, nasty black woman, and we all know them. Stop. I know y'all think they kings and queens, but a lot of black women are like her. And so she's unlikable on so many levels. It's just the truth. And so to see this, I don't buy it at all. But like I said, they have to put this in front of us. So when she wins by 700 million votes, y'all will just shut y'all mouths.
I don't think it's going to happen. But I totally agree with you. I don't like the Breakfast Club, and I don't like Charlemagne the false god.
Oh yeah, of course. I can't stand him.
I hate because he comes out of this. Yeah, that's a hot topic because I just don't like him.
That, like you said, he probably doesn't like him. Like, the culture is not for Kamala, but like they have to put this in front of us to be like, oh, well, maybe people like her, and then they'll sensationalize her, and then they'll put her in your face. Nobody is voting for Kamala, but when she gets those votes in the middle of the night that we saw with Trump, we won't question it.
No, we're going to question it. We're going to question it for sure. No, I agree. And thank you so much, Fred, for the very gracious super chat. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for the support, my friend. Good brother that's been helping me out for a long, long time. So I got you. Let us keep this going. It's a short one, by the way.
Harris gaining overwhelming support with endorsements pouring from all over. Both of Georgia's senators are now part of the long list of Democrats endorsing the vice president. Democratic Senator Jon Ossoff thanked the President Biden, saying his, quote, record and decades of service to the country are extraordinary and historic. Ossoff followed that statement by endorsing Vice President Harris, saying she's, quote, absolutely the right candidate to defeat Donald Trump and unite our country. Warnock also commended President.
Wait. I just want you to look at this again. Look at what their focus is. candidate to defeat Trump and unite the country. I'm sorry, that and unite the country is written in copium. But look what it says next. Kamala Harris is prepared, ready to win, and has my full support. There's nothing about, again, you could say unite the country. Well, you haven't united us now. If you were seen as somebody that was a uniter right now, I could believe like, oh, shoot. She's been making attempts to unite us, for the last 3 years. So maybe she will try to unite the rest of us. Okay, it would make sense. How? This is copium. This is not rooted in reality. This is something that you're trying to project. You're just trying to get people to believe it, even though it's not true. Let me hear what Raphael Warnock had to say.
President Biden for dropping out, saying, quote, "I've been proud to work alongside him and our very able Vice President Kamala Harris, and I'm proud to endorse her candidacy to be the next president of the United States, and whoever the candidate ends up being." Atlanta News First will have you covered live from the Democratic National Convention during the week of August 19th. Our Doug Reardon will be live in
Can't wait. That is going to be bananas. That is going to be insane.
I'm going to watch it too.
We might do a watch party. Go ahead.
But like you said, like they haven't. You remember when Joe Biden won, and they had the towel. They were like, "It looks like Joe Biden's arms are going to be wrapped around the country."
Wrapped around the country.
So divisive. Like we've been going through double hockey sticks under their administration. And the fact that these people are allowed to put this on TV, like we all don't know, like it's weird to me.
All right, hold on one second. Okay, look, and somebody disagrees with me. I think he's disagreeing with me about Charlemagne. You know what? I'm willing to accept, Juan, that there's very possibility that Charlemagne, what I've seen on their show and such like that, maybe it's a persona. I'm willing to accept that. And again, that's why that's why I don't even talk about the Breakfast Club, because I don't think that, well, one, I don't believe that it's really hard to make Christ great in conversating about the Breakfast Club. So that's why I steer clear of them. But I got your point. If I'm wrong about it, and maybe he's a better person in person, I'll accept that. I just won't deal with it. And you know what?
Then he's empowered, and that's not a better person.
Right. He burned my grits when he talked about Condoleezza Rice. He went off on Condoleezza Rice one time. And that was where I was like, I can never give you any grace. Tawanda, thank you very much for the very gracious super chat. She said the biggest threat to our country is electing a woman to run the country. That will be a very big mistake.
Yeah.
I can't disagree.
It's the truth.
Yeah. But okay, I'm not going to turn this into that show tonight. But I do think that you should have, Crystal, you maybe need to have a panel discussion about this, because I don't think people understand why this. Don't do it now. So just put in your notes, type yourself a note that I think you should on your channel have a discussion about this, because I think people don't fully understand why Tawanda said this, why Crystal says this, April says this, Q says this. There's countless ladies in the chat right now that are amening and agreeing. I don't think they know why, though. Or I'm sorry, I don't think the vast majority of people know why. And I do think it would be really interesting for you to have that conversation and explain it, parse it out so they can really understand it. But does that make sense?
Yeah, let's make it happen, Tawanda and April. Seriously, like I think with us women, like breaking it down and explaining why it's judgment, it is so necessary, because they are making it like, oh, men versus women, and we have not understand that men are our safety. Like there have not been any successful matriarchies. If we don't know about
the woman queen, the woman king. That movie.
No, that was a patriarchy too. It was a patriarchy, that movie. Yeah. There has not been any successful ones. Why? Because even if they had formed themselves, they were quickly overtaken by men. I mean, like, you don't know about any. And I know you see Xena Warrior Princess, but girlfriend, no, that's not how it goes. It's just
it wasn't like that. Man.
It's not like that. And so, I think we seen from Secret Service that men and women are
Oh,
biologically different, biologically wired different. It's
I
the
gotta give you a
truth.
shot. You did it. Oh, you call them out on the Secret Service? Hold on, let me change that
It
volume a
is.
little bit.
Yeah, I'm
Uh-oh.
serious. It and
Okay,
and I
I'm
was
gonna do this,
watching
Crystal.
hey,
I'm gonna do something
okay,
different. I've never done this before. I'm gonna time out a
okay,
guest. I'm gonna time out a guest, and I'm
count
gonna
me out.
tell you, you must, everybody in the chat, type red pill, type red pill in the chat. You must have this conversation. I'm tagging April right here. I see April right here. I'm tagging Q. And if I need to call y'all on the phone, I'm tagging Miss Mandy. If I got to call y'all and get it set up, then it's got to happen because I want you to have this conversation so that people can understand why you're saying this. Because they
Yeah.
don't, I guarantee you the vast majority of people, maybe not in the best live chat on the planet, but the vast majority of people do not understand why Tawanda said that. And I agree with Tawanda 1,000%. That's not even a real number, but I agree with her. And I don't think people understand. Like, look, April's right there. She agrees. So it needs to happen. Is this April
Hey,
calling me?
April, I'm such a fan. Oh my gosh.
But
That's my girl.
yeah, so I'm timing you out. You cannot finish talking about. You can't. You got to save it. Save it. Write some notes. Type yourself some notes, and then we'll be able to do it in the future. All right.
Sidebar, April, I post you on my Instagram, and let me tell you, it goes viral every single time. I just want you to know that. Seriously.
I love it. I love it. Well, I need to post April on my Instagram then.
It goes viral every time. She will take you viral every time, okay? A time.
I love it. I love it. See, look, there we go. See, there we go. Right there. There they go. They want you to go ahead and do this on your show. So go ahead and make the thumbnail now. Go ahead and get it together. Go on and get it. They want it. You got to give the people what they need. You got to give the people what they're asking for.
You've been such an amazing coach. I love you so much. Seriously.
Well, thank
y'all.
you. Thank you.
Everybody needs a Jason in their lives. Everybody.
All right. Let's go ahead now. This one is kind of fun. So everybody has seen the infamous, dare I say infamous, Dear John letter from President Biden, right? It's not you, it's me, right? The breakup. Who breaks up with people like this? You break up with the nation, my guy. Dear nation, it's not you, it's me. Like this is not third grade. Oh, I don't have the letter. What did I do with the letter? Okay, I put it. Hold on. I got to pull the letter up just for laughs and giggles. Okay, let me download it again. Okay, but everybody's seen the infamous Dear John letter, and such of that nature. And there's been a little bit of kerfuffle over whether or not the letter was actually written. Why was it? Why was it email? I'm sorry. Why was it put on Twitter? Why is it not on official letterhead? There's some questions. I mean, these questions I think are valid. Here, I'm gonna just pull this up in
Very
Twitter. Valid. I think these questions are valid and they should be properly heard. Okay, so everybody's seen this right here. It's super weird. It's just strange. It just doesn't seem right. Something seems off about it. And I think most people agree. So I found one of my listeners sent me a body language expert who did an analysis of the signature of the name. Now, before you roll your eyes and get ready to click off, don't do it. Stay with us. It's actually really informative, and I thought it was really insightful. Now, again, it's not like super tinfoil hat, but he's just throwing out why it's possible that Joe Biden hasn't written this. Now, couple that with the fact that we haven't seen Joe Biden since, I don't know when, sometime last week. We haven't seen Joe Biden. We haven't actually heard him say anything. It's just things that have been sent to him, and he's calling people in his campaign. Just maybe something is off. Does that make sense? Is that fair?
Oh yeah. More than fair. I think you're being so fair to this man. You're just a better Christian than me. I tell you.
Hey, look, let me tell you, because I can go down a rabbit hole. Many people in this chat know I can go down a rabbit hole of being tinfoil hat conspiracy, all that kind of stuff. Somebody said he ghosted us.
He ghosted us.
He
For
left us on.
sure.
Was it? He left us on red. Why Joe Biden leave us on red?
He did. So sad. There was a meme that was going around with him. I'll send it to you privately because it's a lot of cursing in it, so I won't put
Okay,
it on your podcast. But it's funny.
Okay, so a lot of people, I see them even in the chat asking the same questions that most of us, that you and I were even asking before we went on the show. I don't know. I'm not even going to put the questions up because I don't know. Here we go. But I like this one. Dear America, it's not you, it's me. Okay. I mean, y'all want us to believe this, guys. I mean, please understand. The reason we're making fun of this is because you want us to believe this. Okay, like, okay. All right.
Hashtag
okay.
Where's Joe?
Right, where's Joe?
Is it trending on Twitter?
I heard it was. I did hear it was trending on Twitter. Or if it wasn't trending, if it's not trending now, it was earlier. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. So I just thought this was a very interesting little video clip. It's a little long, so I appreciate y'all hanging in there. Thank you to all 43 of y'all that have liked this video. I really appreciate it. While we're doing this, if you could go by Red Pill Brown Girl's channel, and please check out what she's doing over there. Go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe, bell notifications, all the good stuff. All right, real quick, here we go.
We are not even 24 hours into Biden's resignation from the United States presidential race, and we already have a very suspicious development. In this case, the signature of that letter he uploaded to X. And we cannot possibly know if it was indeed him who uploaded that letter to X. According to what we know, Biden told his team up until the night before that he was staying in the race.
Shots fired, Babylon B. Babylon B, they get in trouble. They get in trouble, and then they come back with such a great stinger that you're like, oh, man, I got to forgive you, man. Because I got to let y'all come back. This rascal said Biden wakes up from nap, ask if he missed anything.
I love it. I love it.
I love it. Shout out to the Babylon B.
Yeah,
they are hilarious. Now, they be getting into trouble, but then they make up for it so quickly. All right, let's go.
The very morning of July 21st, a Sunday, Biden's team still had the firm belief that he was staying in the race. That's what Biden had been saying in every interview up till the last minute. I have video analysis that are less than a week old in which Biden was adamantly confirming that he was not dropping out.
What's Joe Biden going to do? Is he going to stay in the race? Is he going to drop out? Here's my answer. I am running and we're going to win. I'm not going to change that.
Then suddenly he drops out via a letter posted to Twitter or X. And another thing that is quite suspicious is that it doesn't have a presidential letterhead. It was more, let's say, close to a writing on a napkin the words, "I quit, Fox." I mean, it's really strange that there's no speech, no ceremony, no nothing. It's quite anticlimactic. And in that letter, he says that later this week he is going to address the nation. I guess that it means that when he finds out that he resigned, maybe.
Okay, I'm going to just throw some shade.
Oh my God.
This is akin to like, hey, dear John, it's not you, it's me. And I'm going to come pick up the rest of my stuff later on another day and just leave it in a box. Like, what in the world? Is this how millennials break up? Like, what is this, man? Is Joe being like cool because he's breaking up like Gen Zs? Like, I don't know. What is happening here?
I'm thinking about Tony Braxton. Why you gotta lie to me? Just be a man about it. That is what it's giving.
Is that what we're doing now? We're doing like sing-alongs with Brown Girl now? Is that a segment now? Sing along with Brown Girl.
But you know, like, you remember that "Just Be a Man About It"?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh my God.
Okay. I mean, he's about to break down this signature. I mean, the more I look at it, I don't know what that says either. And please understand, I have a horrible handwriting now. I have horrible handwriting. The other day I was writing something like, who is writing this? Like, oh wait, that's me. Like my handwriting's horrible now. I don't know what that says. If you can tell me that says Joe, okay, good luck with that. And the Bidens, yeah, this is going to be crazy. All right, let's finish this up.
Just maybe then he will address the issue. But boy, he's going to be pissed. But to make things even more suspicious, he endorsed Kamala Harris 1 hour later, also on X. No signed napkin this time, just a regular tweet with a lovely picture of better times. And I don't mean that the actual fact of endorsing Kamala Harris is suspicious. That is more like outrageous. But I mean that why didn't he just include that endorsement on the original dropout letter?
I think that's a great question. But why did he do it without, like, again, I think the lack of fanfare, and I do think we have to be mindful of what does the world see? Like, how do you, if you're an American ally, how do you feel seeing this clown show? Like, how do you feel safe and secure knowing America's your ally when you're watching this?
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
And then on X, it
Right.
just kind of, like I be trying with Elon Musk, but he just
he has some
just
ups
seemed
and
like
downs.
the Feds to me. Yeah, he just seemed like the Feds of all places on
Feds.
X. On X,
Right. Not on the official White House website.
yeah,
No, everybody goes to X again. Like that does seem kind of suspect.
yeah.
But again, no letterhead, no proper embossment, because he's going to show a couple of examples. And I think if you're somebody that believes that Joe Biden signed this, just stay tuned.
One of the signs that makes things look also improvised. And that brings us back to the signature. Well, we got with the signature, the usual signature of Biden on top right here, and the signature of the dropout letter down below. Right out of the gate, you can see that there are visible differences. For example, the character spacing and the slant angle and the actual handwriting are different. And you don't need to be a specialist to spot the differences.
Do y'all see those differences?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this one right here at the top, the original signature, you can tell that's written in 3 strokes. Again, my signature is a train wreck, but I can tell you that was written in 3 or 4 strokes. This right here, this is like 19 strokes, easily. This is pieces. This is a Lego set. I don't know what this is.
And the slant and the spacing is the dead giveaway. I mean, dead giveaway.
Yeah.
I used to be a branch manager, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, and that's one of the things that we used to do is look at like signature. I mean, for checks and stuff like that. Dead giveaway.
Oh, is that why I didn't get my $1 million check? Brown girl then threw my look. It was my signature. Trust me, it was the right signature. Send me my money.
I'm going to go point by point and why it doesn't look in any way like Joe Biden's usual signatures. I'm going to show you some other signature examples and you would see them framed in green because these are the real deal. And with the official seal in each case. Some of them are going to be more than 10 years old, but you're going to realize that in many of these instances, Joe Biden's signature has not changed. This one, for example, is from May 2, 2024. It's barely 2 months ago. It is pretty much the same as the one from June 2013. You can feel that they have the same style, even with a decade between them. We also have one from May 14th with very little change. So that's how we can confirm that the main characteristics of his signature haven't changed much. And we have other examples from personal letters and other communications. And I can understand that someone's signature can change depending on the occasion. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, that Pinterest one right there is a mess.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's going to explain, like, yeah, I would have a signature when I signed something for my students. I would have a signature when I signed something that was getting me paid directly. Yeah, there's a difference. I can understand. Some of those are a little bit wild, though.
Yeah.
Let's keep it rolling. Let's go.
You have an official signature. Maybe you have a signature for your text, or your shorter signature for other things. That's okay. That's something that we are used to. But even if you have a synthesized signature or a simpler signature that you use for certain documents, it is possible to track the way that you trace the letters, so you can tell when signatures like this one are really suspicious. And I made sure to include a close-up video of Biden signing a document. And I want you to take notice. The first thing, one that is very important, is that the first stroke of that signature, which is the J, is a very strong downstroke. Such a strong downstroke followed, in this case, a short signature in which he only included the J and then wrote his last name, Biden. And how does he write the Biden? He first writes the downstroke stem of the capital B, so to speak, and then the rest of the B and the rest of the Biden is a single stroke. This is extremely important. So we have a strong downstroke for the J, and we have a single individual downstroke for the stem of the B, and then he completes the B and the rest of the Biden in a single stroke. He doesn't lift his pen from the paper. And as you can see, no matter what is example that we pick, even if we pick personal letters from the vice president from 2008,
yeah, so like I expect a handwritten note to look a little bit different than signing a bill. So I can kind of give a little bit of grace, but I can kind of see the same characteristic, especially this B right here with this little fish hook inside the B right there.
Yeah.
That's very clear to me that's something that I see even in the weird ones. I see that little fish hook right there. So that's cause, and I don't see anything that looks like an S at the end.
Yeah. They like the end and then the spacing. That's what I said. Like the way he always it's always shrunk and close together. And then this new one that X put out is all far apart. Is a dead giveaway. It's a dead giveaway.
It looks to me like, again, I think he's pointing it out that it looks clear that here the pen doesn't pick up often. But he's saying, like, when you look at the X version, I'm not gonna pull it. Can I pull it back in? If you look at this version, it looks like the pen comes off the paper several times, and that's what I think he's trying to drive. So I would see, and again, I'm not an expert at all, but I would say at least 4 times, maybe even 5, where the pen came up. But if you go here to what he's pointing out, oh no, I dropped it.
And he's never did a line underneath his signature.
Never
put a line.
But you know what I'm going to have to do?
We are not even 24 hours into Biden. In the dropout letter,
hold on one second,
enters in context example that we pick, even if we
don't leave the page again, Jason. Stop doing that. All right, let's go and finish this.
Pick personal letters from the vice president from 2018. We have the same pattern: a powerful downstroke from the J, an individual stroke for the stem of the B, and the rest of the last name Biden is a single stroke. Now, what do we have in the resignation letter? The resignation letter has an extremely suspicious hesitation mark at the start of that powerful downstroke. It is odd because it's the first spot where the pen enters in contact with the paper. This one right here is the first moment that the pen enters in contact with the paper, so it should be quite strong. In fact, in every single example of Joe Biden's signatures, you see that that first downstroke is solid from beginning to end. But here you have a hesitation mark.
Does everybody see that? Like the pen hit the paper and he's kind of thinking about it. Then he goes back. Okay. Yeah, I can see it.
Clear as day.
Yeah. It's wild.
It doesn't matter. Maybe he was in a rush. Maybe he was waiting for taking a nap or something and he didn't have time and he rushed that first downstroke. Now, in this case, he does something that is including an O and an E from Joe. But the way he does it in the dropout letter, it absolutely crushes the O and it doesn't have any air inside. While in every other Joe Biden signature, you see that there's the correct shape of the O. It has the air inside the O. It has breathing. It is a single stroke for the O and the E, And okay, we have a single stroke for the O and the E, but the O is completely crushed in this so-called personal letter for the dropout. The next thing that is really suspicious is the way that he writes his last name. And that's why I told you to pay attention to the way he signed on that video. You saw that the B-I-D-E-N, they are all a continuous stroke, which doesn't happen here. You have, okay, the first downstroke of the stem of the B, and you have the B itself, but the B itself is separated from the I. You see it? There's no connection from the B to the I, which again only happens in this signature. It doesn't happen in any other signature of Joe Biden. Every other signature has that connection, but in the one from the dropout letter, it doesn't happen. That is suspicious. Which other signal do we have here? Well, the spacing between the letters is off. Joe Biden's signatures are much more compressed, and the spacing between the letters is smaller. And at the same time, this is way more slanted to the right than his usual signatures. So many things here that just doesn't fit, including that he did not dot the I, but I could give him a pass on that because in many examples, he sometimes dots the I, sometimes he doesn't. So maybe we can give him a pass on that. But perhaps the most baffling thing is that he underlined his signature, something that he literally, and I mean literally, doesn't do in any other instance ever. Why in the world would he feel the need to add that underline if he hasn't included it in any signature, at least in the past 10 years? Not to mention that the ending of the last name Biden has like an S or something, which absolutely he doesn't do anywhere. It's almost like it was the Bidens who signed the letter together. So what people are thinking is that someone else signed this letter for him while he was eating ice cream, maybe. And what we are witnessing with this document would be an effective digital coup. And then Joe will wake up from his nap, will realize this, and will throw a huge fit. Sources say that Jill was absolutely mad at all this and then has no other option but to go with it because, well, the puppet masters, that's what they have already decided. President Kamala, no less. But I would love to know what do you think about this in the comments. Don't forget to download my 100 body language tips in the description of this video. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. Much love and bliss.
Wow.
I thought that was really interesting.
That is so interesting because I didn't think about that until I saw that video, Jason.
No, I just thought it looked weird. I thought the signature looked weird. I was looking for the presidential seal. That's what I was looking for. Like, why you printed this on just a normal piece of paper? Like, where's the seal? Where's that kind of stuff? I didn't pay attention to the spacing and all that kind of stuff. I did see the S initially. I was like, why has it got an S at the end of his name? But and the underline. I thought that was kind of weird, but I didn't put two and two together until I watched this. I don't remember who sent it to me. Shout out to whoever sent it to me. Thank you very much. But I just thought that was interesting. It was just kind of cool. Kind of feeds into the conspiracy. But I'm sure our conspiracies will all be done away with when Joe Biden speaks to the nation and addresses the nation sometime this week.
Yeah, I don't know why he would. Like, I just want him to just go away like quietly. Like, it just like I don't understand. Like, what could he possibly tell us, you guys? Like, seriously, he destroyed our country for 4 years. You know, like you've been a career politician. You've done nothing. Nowhere that he has ever governed has gotten better because he was part of it. It's just like, what do you say? Like, he is just a disgrace. And I didn't think about it until you said it, Jason. Like, a printed out letter. Like, if anything, these people have stamps of his name.
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe that he's signing any of his stuff except the stuff that he's doing in like the
ceremonies.
In ceremonies. Like,
right.
So it's just all really strange. And so, like, to talk to us, what are you going to talk to us about?
Well, I understand completely what you're saying. I think he needs to address his base and his people because they are in disarray. They are in utter chaos today about this. Now, granted, we are at this current moment a ship without a captain. So all of us are going to suffer because we don't actually have a president actually running the country. We have an administration, cabinets, and so forth, but we actually don't have a president actually leading the country. If something broke off in another country and it required a presidential response, what would happen? What would go on? I mean, like right now, what is impeding Putin from completely engulfing Ukraine and taking over the whole place right now? What? And what would you say, Joe? Or if you're able, that's the part I don't get. I don't know if he's able. Because it is giving, as the kids like to say, it is giving, you might have got Clinton. You might have got Epstein.
Unalived.
I don't know. Right. It's giving that. Like, I don't know what's going on. So, and when you look at this letter, it just looks super weird. Why would you not just do a quick presser and such like that? And I think the more we look at, his press secretary, the more we look at the people around him, how they've kind of moved on. It's just kind of weird. Like they're not saying like, hey, I spoke to him, or like I was kind of hoping that he was going to do something today. And hence why I was like, oh, good. He'll interrupt the show and we can all watch it together. And he let me down. It's not you, it's me.
And Democrats hate Twitter like right now. So his base,
which seems,
they say
yes. Great point.
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought they weren't cool with Twitter. I thought, it was the worst place ever because Elon Musk made y'all pay for your little blue check marks.
I got one. I paid for it. You got my little coin.
You paid for a blue check mark? You really?
Oh yeah, yes. I pays my little coin.
Okay, Elon, appreciate you then. Okay, go ahead. I ain't mad at you. I am not that committed.
No, seriously. Like, we'll talk about that later, but it's kind of nice when it comes from monetization. So
okay, no, we'll talk about that for sure then. But no, that was it though. So I'm glad that we were able to kind of parse through this. Who knows where we're going next though? I mean, in Crystal, in your mind, heavens forbid we talk about what's gonna happen at the DNC, but like, what do you see for the rest of the week? What do you think is gonna happen?
I don't know. I was watching Candace Owens, and I think I told you she said that she believes that something's going to come out about Kamala that's going to quickly, they're going to turn against her, and then they're going to prop up who they want, which they think is Gavin Newsom. I think they are going to run Kamala, and they are going to try the mind tricks and the games like they did before because it just kind of works. They need someone that they can control. They need a Joe Biden, and Kamala, I think, can be that person, but she's got an attitude problem. She's not liked by her staff. Like I've heard like a lot of she can't keep staff at all. So that might be an issue for them. But if they can figure out a way to control her, to make her owe favors, to make her just loyal to them, they'll run her and they'll cheat. They'll cheat.
Wow. Okay, let me I got a surprise. This one just literally came. I just got it. I'm trying to see. For some reason or other, I can't snag comments out of the comments without I can't. You all put links in the chat and I can't grab them like normal people can. I don't know why. I mean, it's because of Ecamm. And I can't do it. Come on, darn it. Texan, could you send me that in Discord, please? I think Don't say it. Don't say it. Because I want to look at it because I think this feeds into where I was going. Okay. But I also wanted to say, this week, somehow or another, I was going to say that Biden was going to do a speech on Wednesday. That's what I was going to say. But because it's been radio silence so much, I think somehow or another somebody's going to do a speech. Somebody's going to address the nation. But it will not be Joe. I'm sorry to say that. I don't think it's going to be Joe. I'm not going to go as far to say that, he's been Epsteined, but it's giving Epstein at this moment. It's giving me that he might not be able to participate in the Discord any further. So I'm going to go with that, but somebody's going to address it.
COVID. It's COVID. It's COVID. That's what it is.
Are we still doing COVID? I didn't know that we were still doing that. I didn't know that. Remind me, because I'm sorry. The fact that they talked about it just like they would talk about the flu today. They say, oh yeah, he might have C-19, but he's recovering and he'll just need a day or two. I'm like, that's the flu. That's the flu. I'm not looking down on. I mean, again, I know he's elderly, so I'm not like dunking on that fact. I'm like, but that's the flu that you just described, my guy. Okay, so
Jason, people died with COVID. People died. Millions and millions of people died.
They were stacking them up like lasagna in the street. I remember it. They were stacking them up like lasagna in the street. But okay, this is Benjamin Netanyahu arriving. Where do you think he's arriving to, Crystal?
Let me guess.
One guess.
Here.
He is arriving at the United States. Okay, so here's another question. Here's another bonus question. Since you got that one right, you get another question. How many people from the Biden administration, big names in the Biden administration, do you think were there to greet him?
Because there's no protesters.
Rhymes with none. There you go. Let's watch this real quick. This is what I'm talking about. We have an ally that we've been bending over backwards to support. You come to the United States, and none of y'all are there to greet him. That whistling sound. I don't know any of these people. I see no faces I recognize. Oh, they got a woman Secret Service though. Oh my gosh.
Help us, Lord.
That look like Timu Secret Service.
It does. It is.
Y'all got some Timu Secret Service. She just smiling.
Just happy to wear the uniform.
Right.
I can't believe this, y'all. This is so embarrassing.
All right, so one of our allies comes to the United States, and nobody's there to greet him. No Biden, Harris, Secretary of State, nobody. Okay, all right.
Oh my God.
But you're going to make America stronger and unify our neighbors and all this kind of stuff like that. And this one of our allies, whom, by the way, we're catching it on the chin for supporting. They come to the United States and they get no fanfare. You don't even have to do fanfare, but you're not even there. Fanfare and there rhyme together, and they got none of them.
Yeah. It's so alarming. Like, y'all, we do not have a leader. Like, we don't have a, like, can you conceptualize the fact that we are the most powerful nation in the entire world, that we are the strong, like, we are the world's, like, everyone looks towards it, and we don't have a leader right now at all.
Yeah. I don't know another example that you could use to drive the severity of this. Like this is a very chilling time that the country is without a leader in a season. Now, we're not talking about this is a very peaceful season. There's no wars going on and everything is going, sunshine and rainbows. We're in a very a powder keg type of situation where anything can pop off right now. It would ruin the day. And at this moment, we don't have anybody running the ship. There's no captain on the bridge. That's crazy. And that is such a weird time. So I don't know. So to give you my prediction, somebody's going to address it this week. Maybe it'll be Wednesday. Maybe it'll be Thursday. Somebody's going to address it and say something. Maybe Biden will address the nation, or Harris will address the nation. But it'll be a video of some sort this week. There's going to be enough of this, hashtag where's Joe type of buildup and discontent is going to go on, that they're going to have to say something. So they're going to do that. And somehow or another, everybody, I still think they're going to run with her. So I think they're going to run with her into the weekend. But I can see why they wouldn't. This is the only thing I think. This is my tinfoil hat. So everybody in the chat, please put your tinfoil hats on and make sure they're secure. This is what I think would happen. A Biden gets up and resigns this week. Now, Jason, why are you saying resign? Because if Biden resigns, Kamala Harris will instantly become the president. And all of that DNC wrangling and delegate shenanigans that they've been talking about, all this, for the last 24, 48 hours will go away because she will be the president. And she instantly goes in as the presumed nominee. And then all you got to do is just say, this is the nominee. So if Biden resigns, then therein is, so all he did here was step down from running in the campaign and said he's going to keep working until the end of his term, which would be January 5th. But if he resigns today and just quits, here's my 2-week notice, Kamala will become the president. And all of that wrangling goes away. So I think and then that will do away with the question about the delegates, question about contributions, all that stuff like that.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's my tinfoil hat.
I didn't know that, Jason, until you said something, and that to me it makes so much sense for them to do that. Because right now, I don't believe that our fellow resident in chief is with us right now. I really
Go ahead. I agree. I'm like, I don't know. I hate it because I don't believe the man was in Christ. So sadly, I believe that he's I don't believe he's in Christ. So I'm trying to transplant a text and posted something else. We might have to just put transplant text in a 0-second timeout. Stop posting stuff, man. You making
because you gonna make us have to look it up. Look.
I can't look it. I gotta look it up. Basically,
look at this.
What happened?
He
January
posted
20th.
Something.
January 20th is the last day. Okay, I'm sorry. I said January 5th. I don't see it. I don't see it. It's basically that Joe Biden turned down a meeting with the Israeli prime minister. And so why did he do that? Why did he do that? And did he do that? This is wild. But
well, he has to do it because of his base. You remember they tearing up all the colleges and all of that, because Israel bad, Trump bad, everybody's bad. But they're good. They are the good people.
They are the good people. Of course they are good. They're great people. They're wonderful people. I think it lends itself. I mean, we could have a 3-hour discussion about, I've already discussed ad nauseum what I think about protesting for things going on 9 time zones away. My channel's heard enough of me arguing and debating about that foolishness because I don't think it's the right thing to do. Live action role playing about what's going on in another time zone is not appropriate when you're overstepping things that are going on in your own city and such like that. That doesn't make you noble. It doesn't make you moral. You don't have a biblical basis to make that case at all. If you're looking for helping the poor and the weak, but you're okay with the murder mill at the corner of the street, Morehouse, I'm looking at you. If you're okay with that being in your community, but you're noble because you're protesting something going on 9 time zones away, please miss me with that, because you're completely no. I don't support that.
And the Bible says that you've denied the faith and you're worse than an infidel when you fail to take care of the things in your own household.
And so before I leave out of Whitaker Park, I'm going to be in where Whitaker Park is located. So before I can even get to 9 time zones away, I got to worry about what's going on here at Whitaker Park, worry about what's going on in the community that I'm living in, and so on and so forth. So I think it's fair to say that there's a lot of other things I need to be doing before I start rioting and protesting for something going on. And by the way, what does that change? What does it change what's going on 9 time zones away if I hot glue myself to the overpass on 75? Like, what's the purpose of that? These people come up with some crazy stuff. Okay, now
for sure.
I have now opened up the good old, now I can access what Transplanted Texan just posted. All right, this is going to be the last one. We're not going to sit here and cause trouble all night. Man, this is bad. Okay. Here we go. Netanyahu meeting with Biden scrapped as president recovers from C-19, reports say. The Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, upcoming meeting with President Joe Biden has been canceled as the president continues to focus on recovery from C-19, according to multiple sources. Now, I'm not saying wherewithal to go check. Like, why are you afraid to go look and say, let me see where he said this, where he's going to be a dictator. Let me see where he said there's going to be a bloodbath. Let me see the context and so forth. Why don't y'all do that? Like, why are you afraid of that? I just wonder. Just wondering.
They won't get invited to the cookout.
But can't you cook? I mean, like, you know what? You'll have more money if this guy gets in office and lowers taxes. So then you can DoorDash yourself. So if they don't invite you to cookout, you can still DoorDash. There you go. You don't even like what they cook anyway. They be cooking oxtails and you don't know where the oxtail come from. So you just be like, whatever. So like, be an adult. Be an adult. It's really weird. I know it's strange because I'm telling you to take accountability for yourself and be responsible for yourself. I know. But don't you want to be in control of your own existence rather than somebody else? Come on, people.
Y'all hate y'all kids. Democrats, this is a public service announcement. Y'all hate your children.
Oh, you just going at their neck right now, right? You just
just
doing that?
It's true.
That's what we doing?
It's true. It's true. Why would you do that to the future of your children? Why would you do that? You know I'm right. It's true.
No, I agree with you. I don't know how they're gonna fix it. Like, how do you respond to that when you're like, yeah, I know what she's saying. I don't like that little Johnny. I don't like little Sally anyway. I ain't been liking them.
Yeah,
I love my little people.
I love my little people, and I do anything, including not be invited to the cookout, to speak the truth when I know it affects their lives. You hear all of these people who are like these baby boomers saying, oh, well, I'm going to be dead by the time all of this hits the roof. So they know what's going on, and they say, I'm going to be dead. Well, you hate your children, and you hate your grandchildren.
That's crazy. No, I'm just looking at some of the comments. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Good people. If you could, did they drop your link in the chat, Crystal?
Yeah, they did.
Okay,
they did. Y'all follow me. CJ Signs Bright on Instagram and Red Pill Brown Girl on YouTube. I love hanging out with y'all. I do. I'm sorry. I know sometimes I could be a little.
No, you're fine.
I don't know. It's the Trini in me.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you deeply. No problem at all. Everybody, I want to say thank you so much to each and every one of y'all for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you. Looks like we had almost 70 at one point. I love it. I love it. Thank y'all so much for kicking it with us. Thank you so much for the back and forth in the live chat. If I missed a question, I do apologize. You can always email me, dearwokesy@gmail.com, and we can definitely chop it up there, or I'll make sure to address it in another show. I want to thank all of the super chats, all of the support, all of the love and the such like that. Even got to buy me a coffee since we've been here. So thank y'all so much for supporting the channel. Your support of it does a lot. So I really want to say thank you so much. Sure. Somebody said it's the Baltimore in you. So it's the Baltimore causing trouble.
I'm sorry, Jason.
It's all good.
No,
girl,
it's the Brooklyn. You know I'm from Brooklyn though, right?
Oh my gosh, that's right.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
We got to pray for you now. Now we really got to pray for you.
I know. Y'all, God's not doing it. And you know what?
Stretch your hands toward the screen.
Stretch your hands. And you know who my favorite. I'm a Joshua girl.
Really?
I'm a Joshua. Yeah, I like that's my favorite story in the Bible. I love.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm a Joshua girl. Like
no,
Joshua.
You good?
Okay.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. But we gotta give you the stretch your hands toward her. But no,
are you
thank
for
y'all
me or you for my adversary? That's me.
Yeah, she cut him short. She ain't playing. They said that explains it because you're from Brooklyn. There you go. Look, oh man, now we got gang. Now we got the little gang slogans going on in here. Yeah, I got to get rid of y'all. I got to kick all y'all up out of here tonight. Y'all, wow. Everybody, thank y'all so much for hanging out with us tonight. Again, Crystal, you're welcome whenever something comes up. Please keep your phone nearby because if something pops off, who knows? Good gracious. Joe might come up. Joe might pop up at 9:00 and be like, surprise, I'm here.
I got you.
And we're going to be right back
going
here.
live, y'all. Just so you know, we going live.
I'm telling you, if Joe goes live, or whomever addresses the nation, if it's Kamala, if it's Joe, if it's Nancy, whoever addresses the nation, I think somebody's going to have to, in a personal sense, address the nation. And we're going live with them for sure. That's gonna be some must see for sure. Some must see. But everybody, thank you again. I keep wrapping it up, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it for real this time. Everybody, thank you so very much for hanging out with us. Please make sure you check out Red Pilled Brown Girl on her channel. Check out all of the supporters of the channel. We really appreciate you. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace. Take care.